Developing right now on Morning News Now, a show of unity in the United Kingdom. King Charles hosting a lavish royal banquet for President Trump's unprecedented second state visit.
Together we've done more good for humanity than any two countries in all of history. Together we must defend the exceptional heritage that makes us who we are.
Back in Washington, fiery testimony from fired CDC Director Dr. Susan Menares over the future of the nation's top health agency. We will bring you the latest. Also this morning, off the air, Jimmy Kimmel's late-night talk show pulled from ABC's programming indefinitely. The comedian seen leaving the Hollywood studio where the show was filmed after the network's sudden decision. All this in the wake of criticism by the head of the FCC over Kimmel's recent comments on the killing of Charlie Kirk. More on the suspension, the reaction, and the renewed debate over freedom of speech in America. Plus, the Fed cutting interest rates for the first time this year and hinting that it won't be the last. Now Wall Street breathing a sigh of relief. But will it last? We'll break down the decision and what it all means for your wallet. And the International Space Station is now entering its twilight years with just 5 years to go before it's phased out. A look back at its 2 decades in orbit as we explore what is next. Just imagine that, phasing it out. We're going to learn what that means, how they're going to do it, what they're going to do.
Maybe they'll put it on the market. All right, good morning, good to have you with us. I'm Joe Fryer.
And I'm Savannah Sellers. Thanks for starting your day with us. We are going to begin this morning in the UK, where President Trump's historic second state visit turns from pomp to now politics.
The president parted ways with King Charles earlier following a royal reception at Windsor Castle.
This is truly one of the highest honors of my life.
Allow me to propose a toast to President Trump and the First Lady, and to the health, prosperity, and happiness of the people of the United States.
Beyond the castle walls, President Trump received a less warm welcome from thousands of protesters. He'll now get down to the business of diplomacy and trade with Prime Minister Keir Starmer. NBC's Alice Barr joins us now. How did the royal family send off America's first family this morning?
Good morning. Well, there was a ceremonial sort of send-off at Windsor Castle. There were some final photographs of President Trump, the First Lady, the King, and the Queen. And there was an elongated handshake and goodbye just outside Windsor Castle between the President and the King. And there's no question that all of the day's splendor, all of the royal reception that we saw yesterday at Windsor Castle was really about setting the tone for today and making sure that the important work, the pressing issues that are going to come up in this meeting with Prime Minister Keir Starmer, that those get off on the right foot. And it does seem clear that that happened, that the royals kind of served their duty in this sense in setting President Trump up in that way. You heard him say there that having this second state visit to the UK is one of the highest honors of his life. And it was clear throughout the day, the carriage rides, the military processions, the flyovers, all of that, that was certainly having a very positive effect on the president and setting him up for what today will be a day of business.
Well, yesterday's speeches, they're really about ceremony, mostly avoided politics, as we mentioned, but there was a small mention of Ukraine. What message was King Charles sending ahead of the president's visit with Keir Starmer?
That was significant, and we heard it at the royal banquet last night. The king spoke about the long ties, of course, between the United States and the United Kingdom, and about how, this alliance has been through so much together, World War II. And he spoke about how, once again, Europe is at threat from tyranny, and that it is necessary to have Europe and its allies, and there he looked very significantly at President Trump. The president looked back up at him and nodded, in order to stand together in support of Ukraine, against authoritarianism, and for peace. And so it was a relatively brief mention, but certainly something very impactful. And again, the kind of thing that it seems clear the royal family was designed to do, to say, remember, we are great friends. We have this long history. We're rolling out the red carpet for you. And now with sort of a gentle nudge, here's something quite important to us to maybe think about when you're meeting with the Prime Minister.
And Alice, real quick, what other topics will they navigate today?
Yeah, navigate is the right word. There is going to be a press conference a little bit later today, and among the issues, there'll be Ukraine discussed, I'm sure, but also the war in Gaza. And there's a fairly substantial divide because UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is preparing to recognize a Palestinian state very shortly after President Trump departs the UK, and that is something that the president pretty strongly is opposed to. So there are likely to be some questions on that to potentially be navigated. There are also questions likely to come up about Jeffrey Epstein, which is that scandal has now reared its head on this side of the Atlantic as well, with that issue involving the British ambassador to the U.S. So a couple of tricky questions, again, in the much more thorny political nature of what we're seeing today after the sort of gloss of the royal visit.
All right, Alice Barr, thank you so much.
Well, a pivotal week for the CDC continues today as the agency's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices is set to vote on several key vaccines. On Capitol Hill yesterday, the former CDC director, Susan Minares, testified before a Senate committee about her firing from the nation's top health agency after a very brief tenure as its leader. She expressed her concern about the direction Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wanted to take to the CDC. NBC News correspondent Ann Thompson has the details.
I believe preventable diseases will return, and I believe that we will have our children harmed for things that we know they do not need to be harmed by. Polio, measles, diphtheria, whooping cough.
The stakes laid bare by fired CDC Director Dr. Susan Minares over the future of the nation's vaccine policy. In August, 29 days after he called her scientific credentials unimpeachable, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. dismissed his hand-picked Senate-confirmed choice over vaccines.
He just wanted blanket approval.
Okay.
And if I could not commit to approval of each and every one of the recommendations that would be forthcoming, I needed to resign.
Minares told the Senate committee she refused to pre-approve the decisions of a vaccine advisory panel without science or data. Several new members of that committee, selected by Kennedy, share his vaccine skepticism.
I was fired for holding the line on scientific integrity, but that line does not disappear with me.
2 weeks ago, Kennedy told another Senate committee Minares lied about her firing.
Medicaid will tell the head of the CDC that if she refused to sign off on your changes to the childhood vaccine schedule, that she had to resign?
No, I told her that she had to resign because I asked her, are you a trustworthy person? And she said no.
Minares also said Kennedy disparaged the nation's top health agency.
He called CDC the most corrupt federal agency in the world, emphasized that CD employees were horrible people. He said that CDC employees were killing children and they don't care. He said during the COVID outbreak, CDC told hospitals to turn away sick COVID patients until they had blue lips before allowing them to get treatment.
Minares said Kennedy's assertions are not true. Some committee Republicans zeroed in on the COVID vaccine.
Does the COVID vaccine reduce hospitalization for children under 18?
It can.
It doesn't.
Doctor and committee chairman Bill Cassidy wants to hear from Kennedy himself.
I think Secretary Kennedy has to come and address this specifically.
Our thanks to Ann Thompson for that report. Now, there's no word on when Secretary Kennedy would potentially appear before the Senate committee again. During her testimony yesterday, Minares said she was nervous about today's vaccine advisory panel. Let's now bring in NBC News medical contributor, our friend Dr. Kavita Patel. Dr. Patel, always great to have you with us. So let's start right there with that meeting of the CDC vaccine panel and just determining exactly what it was that they might do. I mean, 12 members were appointed by Secretary Kennedy. They are expected to review, vote on shots. This is for things measles, COVID, hepatitis B. What can we expect over these next couple days? And tell us a little bit about how this whole panel works.
Yeah, good morning, Savannah. Joe, this is going to be a packed 2 days of meetings. We have from the agenda, we do, as you mentioned, we noticed that COVID vaccines, highly likely that we're going to see data, although it hasn't been posted yet, but it's likely we'll see data that could limit access, further access to the COVID vaccine. Remember, the FDA has already changed the label and said that basically 65 and older may get it, but under 65 only with certain chronic risk conditions. Second up on the agenda is the hepatitis B vaccine. This is a viral infection that attacks the liver and it cannot be cured. It affects 300 million people globally, and it's more transmissible than HIV and actually capable of kind of masking itself from the immune system. It can stay hidden in the body for years. This is why we recommend a series of shots shortly at birth, because if children and infants get infected, it can lead to chronic liver disease. But there is likely to be a change, as you heard from that exchange, from Rand Paul, the senator, as well as from the Secretary Kennedy kind of exchange with Dr. Minares. Third is up on the docket is the measles, mumps, rubella, varicella, or otherwise known as chickenpox vaccine, and that might get recommended to be split apart. We already did see data from that previously replaced CDC committee earlier this year that actually made a recommendation to change that schedule. So big shakeups to the children's vaccine schedule are highly likely after these 2 days.
I want to ask you a little more about this, specifically one vaccine you mentioned, because during yesterday's Senate committee hearing, lawmakers also heard from Dr. Deborah Howry. She's the CDC's former chief medical officer. She was sitting next to Dr. Menarez. She said she expects the committee is going to recommend delaying the hepatitis B shot in children till the age of 4. With that, what are some of the concerns surrounding it, pushing back a vaccine that children do typically get shortly after they're born?
Yeah, let me offer why this is coming into question. First of all, there was some exchange, but for those who couldn't follow it, basically the question is that unless the mother is hepatitis B positive, there's an argument that some have made to delay the vaccine. As I mentioned, it's given at birth and shortly after birth in a series of shots to delay the vaccine for this infection, because the infection is primarily spread by sexual activity and intravenous drug use. That's some of the statements made by the committee chair, Dr. Martin Kulldorff, who said this in June this year. I think what's really at issue here is, well, one, that's not true. It's actually a very easy virus to give and get if a family member or someone else has it, and it can even be left on a desk, for example, and even by contact, and an infant can get it that way. So obviously infants do not need to engage in sexual activity and IV drug use. And again, infection in those first few months of birth can lead to chronic liver disease because the virus can stay hidden in the body for years. And we now have literally about 40 years of data on just safety and side effects. So I'm going to be very interested in understanding, what are the risks of giving this at birth? Why should we delay something that could cause chronic liver disease and stay hidden in the body?
For anyone also who has a young child, is hearing this, parents, like, this is confusing, this is worrisome. I mean, what should they know about getting their child vaccinated as we potentially get new recommendations, but then there's this current guidance right now?
Yeah, I agree. So what we have today is still kind of standard recommendations for not just children's vaccine schedules, but as I just mentioned, we do have kind of these revised COVID vaccine access rules that are in place. However, we have talked about this. States across the country are basically kind of preempting what you would call those recommendations and saying, if anybody wants to come and get the COVID vaccine, a pharmacist can give this to you. So there have been a lot of different patchwork things, but as we've talked about, Savannah and Joe, the virus knows no state boundaries. So it is very confusing, but I would say that out of today's and tomorrow's meeting, there could be changes in access for what you could get as a parent for free. A Vaccine for Children's program follows the ACIP guidelines. Insurance companies generally have to follow the ACIP guidelines, but most insurers have put out a statement saying that they are going to follow the science, which leads me to believe that access will still be the same. Bottom line, lots of calls into our primary care clinics and into our pediatricians' offices because of the confusion.
Dr. Kavita Patel, important information. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
In a move that is sending shockwaves through the world of television and, quite frankly, comedy, Disney's ABC network says it is pulling Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely. The decision came after the head of the FCC criticized Kimmel for controversial comments he made about conservative activist Charlie Kirk, who was killed last week.
During his monologue on Monday, the late-night host criticized the reaction of Republicans to Kirk's killing. The decision to pull the show is sparking condemnation among free speech advocates who say the move is a form of censorship. Let's take a listen to what Kimmel said that day.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz joins us now from outside Jimmy Kimmel's studio in Hollywood with more. So, Liz, just walk us through how this is all unfolded and what ABC is saying. How much of a role did that criticism from the FCC chair play in all this?
Well, hey, guys, I mean, that's certainly the big question, and many people do believe that it was that direct pressure and remarks from the FCC chairman yesterday that then led to Disney making this decision. Disney has not commented or explained their decision beyond putting a statement out saying that they are suspending Jimmy Kimmel's show indefinitely, and they haven't said when they plan to put the show back on the air. But those comments you just played, that was from Monday night's broadcast, his show then, and then immediately it sparked criticism among conservatives yesterday. It was the chairman of the FCC who went on a podcast and basically said that broadcasters like Disney, ABC have responsibility to monitor what's on their airwaves, and said that Disney should take some kind of action, or there are paths for the FCC. Right after those comments, not long after, Nexstar, which is the company that owns some of the most local affiliated stations in the country, came out and they said that they would be suspending airing Jimmy Kimmel on their ABC affiliates. It should be noted that they are currently trying to get FCC approval for a merger. And it was after that Nexstar announcement that then ABC Disney came out and said that they would be pulling Kimmel off the air, guys.
Liz, let's talk a little bit about how the FCC works. So commissioners are appointed by presidents to 5-year terms. And you, though, actually spoke with a lone Democrat that's on the FCC panel about this move. What did she have to say?
Yeah, so what we're seeing, obviously, reaction on both sides of the aisle here. You have some conservatives praising this. You also have many Democrats, top Democrats, immediately coming out and calling this censorship. We're also having free speech advocates raise concern about this move by Disney. And one of the people who's doing that is, as you mentioned, this lone Democrat on the FCC commission. She's one of the commissioners, and her name's Anna Gomez. And she said that she feels like this is really the weaponization of the FCC, the political weaponization. Take a listen.
My concern here is that what the FCC is demanding is censorship of any party that dares to speak against this administration. It's really a very dangerous precedent. We must stand firm against every attempt to silence dissent, to punish satire or a government critic.
And just to add to that, there are also some free speech advocates that we've talked to who have said that they feel it was the Republicans for so many years that had been feeling like they were being censored, calling for free speech, and they feel like now this is somewhat of the reverse of that so-called cancel culture, guys.
We're also starting to see some comedians come out in support of Jimmy Kimmel right now. One man who is happy about this decision by ABC is President Trump. Tell us how he's reacting to all this.
Yeah, President Trump immediately went on Truth Social and praised this decision. He made a statement basically saying the ratings challenge Jimmy Kimmel Show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Kimmel has zero talent and worse ratings than even Colbert, if that's possible. That leaves Jimmy and Seth, 2 total losers on fake news, NBC, our network. Their ratings are also horrible. Then he goes on to encourage NBC to cancel those shows as well. And it should be noted that he references Colbert. And this is just a pretty stunning development that 2 months ago, CBS announced that Stephen Colbert's show would be canceled. Colbert, also a very well-known Trump critic, just like Jimmy Kimmel. And now this show suspended. But again, we don't know how long it will be off the air. We're outside the theater where Kimmel tapes, and some of his supporters say they plan to be out here protesting in support of him later today, guys.
All right, Liz Kreutz. Liz, thank you so much.
Well, FBI Director Kash Patel faced another day on the hot seat on Capitol Hill yesterday.
Patel testified before the House Judiciary Committee on several issues, including the killing of Charlie Kirk and the Jeffrey Epstein files.
We have NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Julie Sirkin joining us now. Julie, good morning. So what more do we hear from Kash Patel? Specifically, let's start on the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Well, Kash Patel had back-to-back hearings on Capitol Hill, first before the Senate, later before the House. And it was interesting because he began in both of those hearings in his opening statements defending his role, the role that he played as the head of the agency that, of course, looked into what happened with Charlie Kirk, looked into the shooter that opened fire that day. He forcefully defended the work that he did as the head of that agency, the work that his employees did. He said morale has never been higher. And why this is an issue? Well, remember, the night that Kirk was killed, a couple of hours later, Kash Patel posted on X from the official FBI account saying, quote, that a subject was in custody. Well, 90 minutes later, he said that person has been released. When questioned by lawmakers about that move, he said he could have been more careful in, quote, the heat of the moment. But again, totally defending his work that day. And by the way, the backlash was not only coming from Democrats, but also from some conservatives. We saw headlines on Fox News, for example, saying knives out for Kash Patel. Certainly, there were some grumblings among conservatives just because of the support they had for Charlie Kirk.
We also saw Patel clash with lawmakers on the Epstein files. Tell us what we saw there.
Yeah, this was really back and forth. First in the Senate, he kind of raised eyebrows when he said essentially that Epstein did not traffic any women or young girls to anyone other than himself. That was kind of new information and raised eyebrows, I think, on both sides of the aisle. But yesterday when he sat before the House committee, certainly Republicans in that chamber have been far more interested, at least publicly, to get to the bottom of this, to pressure the administration to release all of the Epstein files. And Kash Patel defended what they're doing on that. Take a listen.
You're not keeping your word. You said that you would release all of the materials under your direct control.
Has anyone released more information on Epstein than I have? Has anyone?
Much more.
Did Comey? Did Wray?
Much more. Excuse me. Much more has come out in the days since the American people in Congress have been demanding it. But it's coming out in dribs and drabs. Why don't you just release the entire file as you promised to do?
I literally just told you there are multiple federal court orders. I'm not going to break the law to satisfy your curiosity. You didn't join us when we filed court to release the court orders. You could have. You have lawyers. You could have shown up. You didn't do that.
Now, obviously, the Republican-led House is pursuing an effort to try and get all of these files. There was one other interesting exchange, I thought, between Kash Patel and Democrat Eric Swalwell, where Swalwell essentially tried to get Patel to admit that he potentially told AG Pam Bondi, Patel's boss, that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files. Patel refusing to answer that question.
Julie, also while we have you, you've got some exclusive reporting that we want to get on the air. Important for American families. This is a bipartisan Senate group releasing a bill aimed at increasing affordable child care. Tell us what you know.
Yeah, guys, this is really important because 40% of American families just can't find affordable, quality childcare. It's really a tension point for parents that want to go back to work and can't afford sending their kids to daycare or can't afford finding the quality daycare that they trust for their children. So a bipartisan group of senators this time, led by Deb Fischer, Kirsten Gillibrand, Susan Collins, who's a top appropriator, and Senator John Hickenlooper of Colorado, really totally different parts of the country, came together to try and modernize a child block grant that hasn't been touched in over a decade. It would give parents more flexibility, more resources, and help providers, a critical shortage of which across the nation, get more care and get reimbursed for it, too.
All right, Julie Sirkin, thanks for your reporting here.
A Pennsylvania community is in shock after a deadly shootout at a rural farm. A gunman opened fire on law enforcement officers who were attempting to serve an arrest warrant. Now, 2 police officers are in the hospital. 3 others were killed. NBC News correspondent Erin McLaughlin has the latest from York.
Hey there, the 2 surviving officers are being treated at this hospital. Authorities say they are in critical but stable condition. 3 others were killed when a gunman opened fire as police tried to serve a domestic-related warrant. Overnight, an emotional procession honored the fallen. Residents lined the streets with American flags. The gunman was killed in the exchange of fire. For hours, nearby schools and homes were told to shelter in place as witnesses described hearing dozens of shots. First responders, including a medical helicopter, rushed to the scene. This tragedy comes just months after another deadly shooting in the same county that left Officer Andrew Duarte dead. Meanwhile, this morning, the state's governor, Josh Shapiro, is calling for change. Back to you.
Erin, thank you.
Well, in economic news, the Federal Reserve cut their benchmark interest rate by 1/4 point as expected. The first rate cut this year comes amid sagging jobs numbers and inflation worries. NBC News senior business correspondent Christine Romans has the details for us.
The country's central bank making a long-awaited pivot.
With downside risks to employment having increased, the balance of risks has shifted.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell announcing a 1/4 point rate cut, the first in 9 months, and putting the focus squarely on the softening U.S. labor market. Powell seemingly less concerned than before about the risk of a return to runaway inflation, even though price increases have accelerated over the past 4 months. Powell acknowledging challenges for the overall economy.
There are no risk-free paths now.
Markets closing mixed for the day as the Fed indicated 2 more cuts are likely to come this year, impacting everything from mortgage rates and auto loans to credit card interest.
In my view, Chair Powell indicated that he's caught between a rock and a hard place.
The 12 voting members for the Fed today, as much a story as the way they voted. Among them, Lisa Cook, who President Trump attempted to fire last month. An appeals court blocked the move, allowing her to remain. The sole dissenting vote today, Stephen Myron, who wanted a bigger cut and is one of President Trump's top economic advisors, now filling a short-term opening at the Fed. His appointment part of growing concerns over the influence of politics on the central bank, something Powell dismissed.
We're strongly committed to maintaining our independence, and beyond that, I really don't have anything to share.
Our thanks to Christine for that report. Well, in anticipation of that rate cut, mortgage rates had already dropped to their lowest level in 3 years, with demand also for refinancing spiking. That could continue if the Fed cuts interest rates further, giving people cheaper access to borrow that money.
Flood watches are in effect for parts of Southern California today. Let's get a check on your morning News Now weather.
We have Angie last minute in studio with us. Hi, Angie. Good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning to you. More advice of taking your umbrella with you, but this time it's part of Southern California's morning routine, where you're going to want to have that extra umbrella and maybe some indoor plans for the next day or so as we deal with some of this kind of tropical moisture or remnants of what was Mario sliding into Southern California. No surprise that we've got flood watches from Fresno stretching down to the border. They include Los Angeles, and we'll at times be seeing some pretty impressive rainfall rates, up to an inch per hour. So no surprise that we're concerned about some flooding across this region in the next day or so. Here's how it times out through the day today. We'll see those heavy downpours stretched across parts of Southern California. And then looking ahead to tomorrow, some of that spreads into parts of New Mexico and Arizona and just generally into the Southwest. And it also lifts across parts of Central California. So then we'll still be looking at the potential for some impactful weather into the second half of the day tomorrow. Today, here's the area that you really want to watch, especially around those burn scar areas. That's where we're expecting the debris flows. So just a heads up, Fresno down again to the border, including Yuma, all included in that slight risk of flash flooding today. Switching gears, talking tropics, we've got Tropical Storm Gabrielle. 50-mile-per-hour winds, still 800 miles to the east of the northern Leeward Islands, but moving northwest now at 15 miles per hour. Here's what the track looks like. It does have some gradual strengthening over the next couple of days. I think by the time we get into the early part of our upcoming work week, we could see a Category 1 hurricane, but we'll be watching for the potential impacts for Bermuda. They look to be indirect, but as of right now, still something to watch for them. A fish storm between now and then, though.
Keep it out there.
That's what I say.
Exactly. Fish storm.
Yeah.
Thanks, Angie.
You got it.
Much more to come here on Morning News Now. Later this hour, it's a major breakthrough that could help millions of people. What we're learning about a new weight loss drug that's being tested as an alternative to those popular injections.
Up first, though, disturbing developments on a body found in the car of a popular singer. The latest in the investigation. That's next. We'll be right back.
We're back now with a chilling update on a story we've been following out of Los Angeles. It's about the body that police discovered in the trunk of a Tesla registered to the popular singer David. The body has now been identified as a teenage girl who had been missing for more than a year. Once again, NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz.
More than a week after a body was found inside an impounded Tesla registered to the singer who goes by the stage name David, Los Angeles investigators identifying the remains as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, the same girl who was reported missing last year, according to the Riverside County Sheriff's Office. Police first found the teen's decomposed body on September 8th after being called to a Hollywood tow yard because of a foul odor coming from the Tesla, which was impounded after a person reported the car abandoned. Law enforcement sources say the remains were not intact, and according to the medical examiner, it appeared the girl, who is described as having wavy black hair and weighing about 71 pounds, had been dead inside the Tesla for an extended period of time. The singer David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, rose to fame on TikTok and is currently on tour. A spokesperson for the artist did not respond to NBC News' request for comment, but last week said the 20-year-old was fully cooperating with the authorities. The LAPD is not calling the death criminal, saying in a statement that at this time, the agency does not have a crime classification from the coroner as to the mode or manner of death. Thus, we do not have any suspect information at this time.
And right now, police have not said if they believe the singer David knew or ever had contact with the victim. He has a show scheduled this upcoming weekend here in L.A. Back to you.
Liz, thank you. Coming up, it could be a game changer for millions of people looking to lose weight.
Having this available with the same efficacy, the same safety, that gives patients a choice.
When we come back, what we know about a possible alternative to those popular weight loss injections. This is Morning News Now.
Welcome back. There's a new weight loss pill in the works that could be a game changer. This is pharmaceutical company Novo Nordisk, and they are out with a promising study on this potential drug. It would be an experimental alternative to those GLP-1 injections. NBC News correspondent Emily Aketa has the details.
Injectable GLP-1s have transformed millions of people's weight loss journeys, but the race to bring needle-free options to market now heating up, as Ozempic maker Novo Nordisk demonstrated in a new study that its pill form can achieve similar efficacy. Finding over 64 weeks, clinical trial participants lost 13.6% of their body weight and an estimated 16.6% if continued.
Having this available with the same efficacy, the same safety, that gives patients a choice, and that will expand the number of patients that we can serve with anti-obesity medication.
Chief Scientific Officer Dr. Martin Lang says they're expecting FDA approval for the daily pill in a few weeks or months.
Are you prepared for a rollout to meet extremely high demand?
Short answer is yes, we are prepared for a full-scale launch in the U.S.
It comes a month after competitor Eli Lilly shared successful clinical trial results for its weight loss pill. Neither drug maker has named a price point, though experts believe it will be cheaper to make.
I think that that's what they're trying to compete for, is not only cheaper and accessible, but best weight loss options with decreased side effects.
As for the weight loss pill's side effects, well, the study shows that they're pretty in line with some of the injectables. We're talking about some GI issues, nausea, but there are some concerns from some doctors that because it's a daily pill rather than a weekly injectable, that could create more space for inconsistent usage, that some people may be tempted to skip a few doses to alleviate some of the side effects. Back to you.
All right, Emily, thank you.
From physical health to mental health now, we're going to take a closer look at something that's been getting a lot of attention on social media, the gray rock method, also known as gray rocking.
I mean, this is kind of a weird one. It's a technique for dealing with difficult people. One psychologist described it as a communication tool that involves being less engaged during an emotionally toxic interaction. So kind of like, imagine this is like, if you're in this tense moment, you handle it by imagining that you are just simply a dull gray rock.
We are joined now by clinical psychologist Dr. Jennifer Hartstein for more on how this works. I didn't know it had a name, but I've been doing this my entire life. Most of my conversations, to be honest with you. I call it tuning out.
He's letting you know, Savannah. He's letting you know.
Yeah, the Washington Post reports, gray rocking, it's coined by a mental health blogger, actually way back in 2012, which is often what happens with these things, is it gets a term years ago and then suddenly it becomes a thing. Why is it taking off recently? Explain the theory behind it.
Well, I think the theory behind it, in a behavioral psychologist model, this is kind of called extinction, right? We have a lot more conflict, a lot more challenges in communication with people. And if we don't reinforce that behavior of the other person, eventually they lose interest in us and they go away. So if we can be this gray rock and kind of give nothing back, it takes away the intensity of the interaction, so therefore the interaction mellows out and that person takes their attention someplace else and away from us.
Okay, imagine though, right? I mean, this isn't like always appropriate to just essentially Joe.
No.
By the way, how can
you need to pick your spots, right?
Okay, exactly. I get the why, like sometimes, kind of like protect your peace kind of vibe. Like you have to do that at certain points. But how can we determine where this could be effective, safe? I don't know if that's the right word, or kind of like at least respectful of the other person.
All really important questions, because safety has to come first. And this behavior is not going to work with everybody. And there's going to be certain situations where you really can't disengage in this way, right? But let's say it's a coworker where it's really someone you have to see every day, but you don't really like them, so you just want to keep it neutral, or a co-parent that might be really challenging for you to deal with. So if you can stay neutral, keep your responses concise, you might be emotional internally, but don't show it externally, and get out of there as quickly as you can, it keeps it from escalating into a bigger problem. And that's really what we want to avoid with some people in our lives. I mean, Joe, it shouldn't be Savannah, but just saying.
Wait, actually reading the gray rocking description, I'm like, my husband is how
there
he is. But it actually just enrages me more.
Right. Well, okay, that could be what happens too. People might try harder to try and get your attention too. But I think the point is, for people who do it, I would guess, is to avoid anger, avoid screaming, whether it's because it's something they've experienced in their life or they don't like conflict or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Remaining calm and neutral in the heat of the moment is always important, but it's easier said than done.
Definitely.
So what are some of the tips to put this method into practice?
Well, I think the key is practice, right? And I think the key is having some go-to responses. We all know the person that creates that anxiety or tension in us, or we know who that is. So can you have like responses at the ready? Can you have a dip kind of practice? So like you can say what you need to say and then leave and get out of there so that you don't engage in it longer than you need to. And again, if you remove your own reactivity for a toxic person, there's no more fun there. So it takes it away.
Dr. Jennifer Hartstein, a great conversation. Thanks for breaking it down for us. We're not gray rocking you. You're welcome.
I'm not capable, I think, of gray rocking.
Me either, Savannah, me either.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, continuing coverage on ABC's suspension of Jimmy Kimmel's late night talk show. Up next, we're going to talk to an industry insider about the decision that is sending shockwaves from Hollywood to Washington and beyond.
And into the atmosphere, the International Space Station nearing the end of its time in orbit. We will explore what's next on Morning News Now. We are back with more on the shakeup in late night TV. As we mentioned earlier in the hour, ABC is pulling Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely.
This comes after Kimmel made some controversial comments about the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk on his show Monday. During his monologue, Kimmel criticized the reaction of Republicans to Kirk's killing.
Here to talk more about this is senior TV editor for Variety, Brian Steinberg. Brian, good morning. Always great to have you with us. So in addition to the comments that Kimmel made in his monologue, we then also have these comments from the FCC chair criticizing those comments, Kimmel kind of bringing into question ABC's broadcast license. Walk us through what we know about why and how ABC got to this decision.
Sure. What we know really is that before Disney made its announcement last night, one of the largest station owners in the country, Nexstar, said it was going to bring up Kimmel indefinitely going forward on his ABC affiliates. That's 32 different stations across the country in Salt Lake City, New Orleans, Nashville, places like that. It's a very large chunk of distribution that Disney was not going to get from Kimmel going forward until the matter resolved itself. I understand that Kimmel was going to address the matter himself last night and just kind of, try and pull temperatures out, but Disney felt it kind of had to take him off the air and kind of remove the argument for a while until the temperature settled down.
I mean, this move comes, of course, after The Late Show with Stephen Colbert was canceled a couple months ago. CBS said that was a financial decision. Many fans believe Colbert's criticism of President Trump played a role. And the president has posted about his satisfaction seeing both of these shows pulled. Perhaps anonymously, he also appears to be encouraging NBC, our network, to cancel Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers' late night shows. Does this set a precedent? Could other shows now either start to avoid politics or because all of these networks, many of them are looking for deals that need to be approved by the FCC, so they just want to take steps to make sure the Trump administration is happy?
I think money talks and talks very loudly in this case. A lot of these companies require government approval for mergers, acquisitions, spinoffs, et cetera. Also, late night economics are not what they once were. Johnny Carson's not on the air anymore. It's much more fragmented audience. People don't watch those shows linear. I think they watch YouTube clips and viral pass along. The advertising and distribution of these shows has shrunk in recent years. And therefore, if you're a big media company, you might say, well, is this the hill not die on today? And unfortunately, it shows free expression. It really has Hollywood upset. Kimmel was doing his job, being authentic to himself, as he has done for 20 years on ABC. So there's a lot of kind of, concern going on today.
Brian, I think when Colbert was canceled, even all the politics aside, it just was shocking to so many people who maybe don't follow media that closely, but just think of any of these late night shows as really just institutions of TV networks, especially of the big three networks. But I think, it calls into question like the staying power. Walk us through what you just think about the landscape of late night TV, how challenging of a space it is to be in right now.
Well, these shows really are, you said, institutions. They are a mainstay of American culture. For decades, we have gone to bed thanks to Johnny Carson, Dave Letterman, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, etc. But these shows depend on people to watch them at times they're on. And so in an era when you can stream anything you like, whenever you like, a show at 11:30 means nothing to a 25-year-old who just wants to watch some comedy clips when they get up in the morning. So it's a different game. The economics of it are changing. They still bring in sizable young audiences, but not to the degree they did in years past. And they also, like news shows, can cause controversy, generate pushback by the subject of their coverage, and it's become a different game in recent years.
Brian, thank you so much.
All right, let's check out what's making news on Wall Street after some pretty heavy scrutiny. Tesla is reportedly revving up new design changes.
CNBC's Savannah Hanau joins us with that and some other money news for us this Thursday morning. Hey, Savannah.
Hey guys, good morning to you. Yes, so Tesla is working on a redesign of the door handles on its vehicles, which have drawn scrutiny over incidents trapping passengers inside. And Bloomberg reports Tesla is looking to combine the electronic and the manual door release into just one button. Those are currently in separate locations. Now that would make the handles more intuitive for people in a panic situation. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has opened a probe into whether some doors are defective, citing reports where the handles stopped working and trapped children inside. Meta unveiling a new pair of smart glasses at its annual hardware event last night. CEO Mark Zuckerberg showing off the glasses, which can be controlled by small hand gestures with a wristband. Now, they cost $799 and go on sale September 30th. It is the latest push by Meta into devices and AI. It debuted the first generation of the glasses in a partnership with Ray-Ban in 2021, but those sales were lackluster. Now, this second generation, which had AI tools, saw more success, selling more than 2 million pairs since 2023. And Tubi wants to help you slack off at work. Yeah, the streaming service has rolled out product Tubi. So it's a new Chrome extension, and it's designed to make it easier for you to hide the fact that, well, you're watching movies or shows in the office, and it lets you toggle from Tubi to a fake work screen. A recent study shows 84% of Gen Z users secretly watch movies or shows at work, guys.
All right.
So there you go. That's kind of wild. It really is. Thank you.
You got it.
All right. Ever since 1998, the International Space Station has been a central part of scientific research aimed at understanding the universe around us. But by the end of this decade, its time could be up.
Yeah, space agencies are working on plans to send the ISS back to Earth's atmosphere in 2030, just 5 years from now. But what ends up replacing it is not exactly clear.
Let's bring in Dr. Paul Sutter for more on this. He's a cosmologist at Johns Hopkins University and the author of the book, How to Die in Space. Always good to have you with us, Dr. Sutter. So since the launch of its first module, the ISS has been home to more than 4,000 scientific experiments. It's been visited by more than 280 astronauts. So help us understand. I mean, is this kind of like a house here? Why is it nearing the end of its useful life?
Yeah, absolutely. What a monumental achievement. This thing has been in space for more than a quarter of a century. And space isn't like, building a house in like the desert or even Antarctica. This is the harshest environment possible. We face daily challenges to keep this station operating. And we've learned a lot about how to stay and live and work in space. But it was never meant to be permanent. It was always going to be an iteration, a stepping stone to another space station using more advanced materials, more knowledge, better manufacturing techniques to progress continually into space. So it always had a planned lifetime. So it's no surprise that, it's getting a little long in the tooth and it's time to bring it down and replace it with something else.
Okay, bring it down. So how does that part work? I mean, does it crash into the ocean? What do you mean?
Yes. That's basically it, in a very controlled way. So starting in 2030, we will evacuate this space station. It's been continuously inhabited since 1998. So this will be the first time that there'll be nobody on board the space station. Then we'll let atmospheric drag naturally bring its orbit down over the course of a year and a half. And then we'll send up a specially modified rocket to attach to the station and give it one little nudge to send it on the exact precise trajectory to send it deeper into the Earth's atmosphere where most of it will burn up. And then anything that survives reentry will be targeted to a point in the Pacific Ocean called Point Nemo. It's the most remote location on Earth. It's also known as the space graveyard or rocket graveyard. This is where we ditch all the stuff.
This sounds like the inspiration for the plot of a good sci-fi movie there.
No
so
kidding.
Let's talk about what would replace the ISS. I mean, we know NASA's planning to take a more hands-off approach next time, possibly funding private companies to create their own stations? Who are some of the top, I guess, competitors in the field? What would this new system look like?
Exactly. Like NASA was a pioneer here in developing and leading an international effort to have this gigantic space station. It's the size of a football field in orbit. And now NASA is ready to move to the next edge, to move to the next frontier, to push us a little bit further, while still supporting commercial development of low Earth orbit. And there are many companies competing here, including Blue Origins, including Lockheed Martin. The leader here in this space is Axiom Space, a private company. They are developing a module that they plan to launch in 2027 to attach to the ISS, and this will be a full private module, and then they will detach and then add more modules to it, and it will be twice the size of our current space station.
And I heard NASA's even going to, there's a theory where maybe they rent basically space on it.
Exactly. That's the idea, where NASA becomes one of many customers and partners of a private space station, so that we can spend less public money on low Earth orbit, which is a problem that we've already gained a lot of experience in, and we can keep pushing forward.
I think that rents are high on New York.
You can only imagine.
Dr. Paul Sutter, good to have you with us as always. Thank you.
Thanks. Coming up, they are the best of the best in the world of toys.
When we come back, we're going to show you this year's nominees for the National Toy Hall of Fame. Well, some of them are longtime favorites. A few might surprise you. So stay with us. Playtime is next on Morning News Now. Finally this hour, what do Furbies, Connect 4, and Snow all have in common? Well, they are among the 12 toys nominated for induction into the National Toy Hall of Fame. Actually got to visit the Strong Museum, National Museum of Play up in Rochester, New York last year, where all the new members go on display once they're inducted. Full disclosure, I've been on the Selection Advisory Committee for years. That includes this year. That means I'm going to vote on which of these 12 finalists get inducted. I did not play a role in selecting these finalists.
Here's a list of all the finalists for this year. Besides the one we just mentioned, the list also includes games like Trivial Pursuit, Battleship, a favorite of mine, Catan. Also, we've got Star Wars lightsabers, Tickle Me Elmo, all kinds of stuff.
For more, let's bring in Chris Bench. He is the Vice President for Collections at The Strong. Chris, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us so early in the morning. I mean, so there are already 87 toys inside the Hall of Fame. Last year, it was My Little Pony, Transformers action figures, and the Phase 10 card game, which I still have never played or heard of. What qualifies a toy for the Hall of Fame? Talk about the different categories of things you're looking at here.
Sure. The big things are longevity. So first of all, it's got to be on the market for more than 20 continuous years, so kids and their parents could both have grown up playing with it. Second, these are toys that everyone would recognize. Maybe you wouldn't recognize Phase 10, Joe, but you would recognize all these toys, even if you didn't have one. And finally, these are toys that have great play value. Learning, creativity, discovery, socialization. They're not the ones that you rolled your eyes at when your grandparents gave them to you and shoved them under the bed, never to be seen again.
Chris, viewers might see right now in the middle of the screen, sand is in there and snow on the list this year. Joe, I've asked Joe about this every year.
I was anti-sand, by the way. I'm like, dirt's not a toy. But
No,
I know I was in the minority there.
I mean, I get like a snowball, like it encourages play, I suppose is kind of what the theory is here. But come on, this is a toy?
Yes, we have been inducting non-toy toys since 2005 when we inducted the cardboard box. And that got so much people thinking, people talking. What makes a toy? What makes something fun to play with? And some of them are just open-ended toys, open-ended playthings that are resources that you can take so many different directions. So sand is one. The stick is also in the Hall of Fame, although I heard from people that you could put your eye out with those. But we thought that snow was in the same category. And for decades, I've been tallying these nominations for more than 20 years. I keep hearing from the snow advocates, the water advocates, the dirt. Is dirt the same as mud? So there are people who think there are really elemental things that belong in the National Toy Hall of Fame.
Deep philosophical questions here. I will admit, being from Minnesota, the more I've thought about it, the more I realize snow might be the toy we played with most growing up because we climbed hills, we sled, we had snowball fights. So I am actually intrigued by that one. We have like 45 seconds here left, but talk about why adults especially, Chris, just get so excited about this.
This is such a nostalgic sort of moment, and it's a moment that recognizes the past of all of us. That as much as I love art museums, people rarely go in and say, oh, look, it's just like our Monet. But when they come to the Strong Museum and see 500,000 toys in our collection, they have pieces of their past that are being celebrated. And that's what the National Toy Hall of Fame gets to do, and to pass those classics on to new generations.
It's a great museum. And by the way, the public also has a chance to vote as well, so you can go online and check that out. Chris Bench, always good to have you with us. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Joe.
That's going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now.
Stay with us, though. The news continues right now. Good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm Savannah Sellers.
I'm Joe Fryer. Right now on Morning News Now, in the dark, a stunner to the world of late night. Jimmy Kimmel pulled from the airwaves indefinitely following comments he made earlier this week on Charlie Kirk's suspected killer. What he said and the chain of events that followed stunning the entertainment industry, raising questions about free speech, plus how President Trump is reacting to it all. Also this morning, a solemn farewell to the 3 police officers killed while apparently serving a warrant in rural Pennsylvania. A tightly knit community mourning their loss. 2 other officers remain hospitalized, the latest on their conditions, and the urgent calls for change coming from local leaders. Plus, big news from the Federal Reserve, the central bank moving to slash interest rates for the first time in months. It's a welcome headline for borrowers, but the bigger economic picture is a little more complicated. We've got reaction from Wall Street to Main Street. And 1 week after the killing of Charlie Kirk, students at Utah Valley University heading back to campus, their somber return as fears for their own safety linger. Let's begin this hour with another blow for late night TV. Following some strong criticism from the chair of the FCC, ABC says that it is pulling Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely.
Yeah, the late night host made some controversial comments about the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk on his show on Monday night. NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz has the latest.
Well, hey there. Good morning. This is a stunning development for a show that has been on the air now for more than 20 years. ABC made this decision after pressure from the head of the FCC. And while many conservatives, including the president, are praising this move, Democrats and free speech advocates are condemning it as censorship.
This morning, Jimmy Kimmel off the air. The host seen leaving his studio last night after ABC announced it's suspending his long-running late-night show indefinitely. During his monologue Monday night, Kimmel made comments about the shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, accusing Republicans of reaching new lows in response to the 22-year-old alleged killer, who authorities say had a leftist ideology.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
The comments sparked outrage among many conservatives, including Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, which oversees broadcast licensing for local stations, speaking on Wednesday afternoon, threatening to take action against ABC and its parent company, Disney.
It appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or, there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Soon after, Nexstar, one of the largest television station groups in the country and currently seeking FCC approval for a merger, announced it would stop airing Kimmel on all of its ABC-affiliated stations. Within hours, ABC suspended Kimmel's show. Carr praising the move later in the evening.
I'm very glad to see that America's broadcasters are standing up to serve the interests of their community.
And on Truth Social, President Trump congratulating ABC for, quote, finally having the courage to do what had to be done. FCC Commissioner Ana Gomez, the lone Democrat on the panel, accusing the Trump administration of setting a dangerous precedent.
We must be careful not to allow the government to punish critics simply because of content.
Kimmel's suspension comes 2 months after CBS announced it was canceling their late-night show with another Trump critic, Stephen Colbert, CBS saying it was a financial decision. Over the last week, a growing number of people have been fired or suspended for their public comments about Charlie Kirk, something the vice president encouraged.
So when you see someone celebrating Charlie's murder, call them out. And hell, call their employer.
But some say what's happening now is a double standard.
Conservatives, for many years now, have claimed that they are the free speech champions. They have railed against so-called cancel culture. And now you're seeing them lead the campaigns to cancel people that they disagree with.
Now, it's unclear how long ABC plans to keep Jimmy Kimmel off the air. NBC News has reached out to Kimmel for comment. He has not responded or said anything yet about this suspension. Last night, ABC affiliates, many of them aired Family Feud during his time slot. And here on Hollywood Boulevard, outside the theater where Kimmel tapes, some of his supporters say they're planning a protest in support of him later today. Back to you.
All right, Liz, thank you so much. Let's get more on this with Todd Spangler. He is a business editor at Variety. Todd, good to have you with us. So Liz mentioned Nexstar, but also we know ABC has ESPN, which has a deal with the NFL network that needs approval from the FCC. So with that in mind, I mean, what options does ABC have right now? Is there any chance Kimmel will be returning any soon? What do you think happens next?
Yeah, nobody really knows what happens next. ABC is in a real bind here because, you know, the way that Kimmel made these comments, you know, it could be interpreted that he was saying that that he thought the killer was, you know, a Trump supporter. That's not what he said, but it certainly fueled the fire on the right. And, you know, as a result, you saw the FCC chairman pounce on this and start rattling the saber and saying, look, we're going to start enforcing, you know, some regulatory actions here against ABC stations unless or until, you know, something is done about Kimmel. So, you know, you've got that reaction from the right. Then you've got on the left, people are saying, oh, ABC, Disney, they're, you know, capitulating yet again to pressure from the Trump administration. So they're really in a bind. And it's not clear what the path forward is for ABC and Jimmy Kimmel.
Todd, you actually spoke recently with Kimmel about kind of something like this potentially happening, just the prospect of the Trump administration targeting him when he's in a position where, you know, he, as comedians do, sort of freely criticizes the president. Talk to us about that conversation.
Yeah, we had a story about, more broadly, Trump's attacks on the media, you know, including his lawsuit against CBS News and 60 Minutes, and his lawsuit against ABC News and George Stephanopoulos over comments that the ABC News anchor made. You know, and it's part of a pattern where, you know, Trump for years has denigrated the press, you know, mocked journalists, attacked and threatened journalists and media companies. But, you know, this is a different level where he's using the power of the federal government and the courts to really intimidate and try to change the way the media treats him. So, yeah, one of our reporters spoke with Jimmy Kimmel and said, what do you think? Are you afraid that Trump or his administration will come after you or other comedians? And he said, look, you'd have to be naive to not believe that that's a possibility. But he said, if and when that happens, I would hope that my colleagues on the right would support my right to say what I want to say on the air.
We should note there are some comedians who are already standing up to defend Kimmel. Mike Birbiglia, Wanda Sykes posted something last night. Do you expect we'll see more of that? Is this sort of perhaps an inflection point when it comes to this debate we've been having over freedom of speech, especially comedians who for years have been so worried about cancel culture?
I mean, I think you see a variety of reactions, frankly, right? Some people are afraid to speak up because they'll be attacked for saying, you know, something in support of Jimmy Kimmel. But yeah, as you point out, you know, there are comedians, there are other executives and personalities who are saying, listen, ABC, do the right thing, and don't just cut him off at the knees. So yeah, you're going to see people coming out in support of Jimmy Kimmel. You had the two big Hollywood unions, SAG-AFTRA, the Actors Union, and the WGA, the Writers Union, come out and come out in support of Kimmel and complaining about ABC's action here. So we're going to see this continue for some time until we see some next big news beat and what's going to happen.
Todd Spangler, good to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Now let's head to the UK, where day 2 of President Trump's unprecedented second state visit is underway. Right now, the president and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer are holding a high-stakes meeting to discuss a lot here, everything from trade agreements to the war in Ukraine. Well, Trump arrived at the Prime Minister's official country residence, Chequers, this morning after saying goodbye to King Charles, who welcomed the first family with a series of royal traditions, ultimately ending in this lavish state banquet at Windsor Castle. NBC News Chief White House correspondent Peter Alexander joins us now from the Chequers estate. Hey, Peter, good morning.
Savannah, Joe, good morning to both of you. This is Chequers. As you note, it is the British Prime Minister's 16th century country retreat here in the British countryside. Think of it as being kind of like Camp David back at home. The president and prime minister, as you noted, meeting behind closed doors right now as the president is still basking in the glow of that British royal welcome. All of those festivities by design meant to grease the wheels for key discussions today amid differences over foreign policy and trade.
First the pomp, now the politics. President Trump and the First Lady this morning bidding farewell to their royal hosts before the president gets down to business with Prime Minister Keir Starmer at the British leader's rural retreat. The two expected to discuss a series of critical topics, from the wars in Ukraine and Gaza to technology and trade, with the leaders expected to formalize billions of dollars in AI investments here. Ahead of today's meetings, the royals heaping pageantry and praise on the president. All of it punctuated by a regal dinner, the first ever president hosted for a state visit twice.
This is truly one of the highest honors of my life.
At the same time in London, thousands gathered to protest President Trump's visit. But back at Windsor Castle, the British are looking to translate the white tie and tiara treatment into diplomacy and deals. King Charles nudging the president to soften some of the stiff tariffs on British goods.
And no doubt we can go even further as we build this new era of our partnership.
President Trump noting the centuries-old relationship between the two countries.
Together we must defend the exceptional heritage that makes us who we are, and we must continue to stand for the values and the people of the English-speaking world.
Among the thornier topics that the two leaders are expected to discuss behind closed doors here, of course, Russia's aggression toward Ukraine. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has helped lead the European effort to try to find an end to the fighting and is likely to push President Trump to be a stronger supporter of Ukraine, even gifting a symbolic silk scarf to the First Lady based on art created by Ukrainian children. Joe and Savannah, back to you.
Peter, thank you very much.
Closer to home, a rural Pennsylvania community is shaken after a deadly shootout at a farm. 3 police officers were killed, 2 others seriously wounded yesterday when a gunman suddenly opened fire as law enforcement served an arrest warrant. NBC News correspondent Aaron McLaughlin has the latest from York. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning, Joe. Officials say the 2 surviving officers are in critical but stable condition. They're being treated at this hospital behind me. Meanwhile, the families of the fallen are in mourning and the community in shock at this latest act of gun violence.
Overnight, an emotional procession honoring 3 law enforcement officers killed in rural Pennsylvania. Residents lining the streets with American flags, paying tribute to the lives lost.
It's very sad that this keeps happening.
Pennsylvania State Police say the officers were attempting to serve a domestic-related warrant Thursday afternoon when a man opened fire on them.
They were there to follow up on an investigation.
Officials say the gunman, who has not been publicly identified, was killed by law enforcement in an exchange of gunfire.
We would like to advise the community that there is no current active threat.
But for hours, nearby residents and local schools were told to shelter in place. Neighbors described watching the chaos unfold.
It was just continuous. It was at least 30 shots, and it went on for quite a while.
First responders, including a medical helicopter, quickly arriving.
We had 2 officers transported, one by ground, one by air.
Pennsylvania State Police confirmed 2 surviving officers were transported to a local hospital where they remain in critical but stable condition. Thursday's violence comes just months after another deadly incident in the same area involving local law enforcement. In February, an armed gunman took several staffers hostage inside a hospital. York County officer Andrew Duarte was killed in a shootout during the incident. Pennsylvania's governor calling for change.
We need to do better as a society and to make sure that those whose lives were lost, that something constructive can come from that in their memory that stops this kind of violence in the future.
The FBI is assisting this ongoing investigation. It's unclear when authorities will release the names of the victims and the identity of the suspect. Joe.
All right, Aaron, thank you.
Let's get to some economic news now. For the first time this year, the Federal Reserve has cut interest rates.
The move comes amid slowing job growth and inflation that has crept higher following President Trump's trade tariffs. NBC News senior business correspondent Christine Romans joins us now with more on this. Christine, good morning.
Hey, guys, good morning. This is lower borrowing costs, right? Welcome news for anyone borrowing money with a credit card or in the market, maybe for a new car or a home. But while this move had been widely expected, going forward, the Fed is trying to balance data that appears at odds, showing an economy that's pretty complicated.
From Wall Street to Main Street, signs this morning of economic relief, with the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates by 1/4 point. The first cut so far this year, now bringing benchmark rates down to 4 to 4.25%.
We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing inflation sustainably to our 2% goal.
For consumers, it means lower interest rates when it comes to credit cards and borrowing money for new auto and home purchases or taking out a home equity loan. With overall inflation still high, driven in part by President Trump's tariffs, the Fed is working to balance its efforts to lower that while also dealing with a jobs market that's showing signs of a significant slowdown.
We have a situation where we have two-sided risk, and that means there's no risk-free path.
For months, the president has been criticizing Fed Chief Jay Powell and has also attempted to fire another board member, Lisa Cook. And he's pressured the Fed to lower rates sooner. And at Wednesday's meeting, just one member dissented. Stephen Myron, just installed this week after serving as a White House economic advisor, he wanted a more aggressive cut. All of it potentially blurring the lines when it comes to the independence of the nation's central bank.
All right, so looking ahead, the Fed meets 2 more times this year. You know, the Fed did signal the potential for additional cuts, though the board, here's what's interesting, appeared pretty divided on how aggressive those cuts may be. And between now and the Fed's next meeting in late October, we're going to see new jobs data, new inflation numbers. All of this could influence their decision. But you heard the Fed chief there say, basically, there are no risk-free paths. You know, it's almost damned if you do, damned if you don't. Rock in a hard place, as that Wall Street analyst said. So a really interesting moment still. Complicated for the Fed.
Complicated.
Christine, I just feel like it makes you so excited. You're like back from a fun field trip.
This is like Super Bowl. I cover the Super Bowl.
I know. I love it so much.
It's
your Super Bowl.
Yeah, I love
Your
it so
Olympics.
much. I need a jersey for that.
Happy to have you here. Thanks, Christine.
A key CDC panel responsible for advising doctors about vaccines meets later today, which could mean major changes to vaccine guidance. That meeting comes after former CDC Director Dr. Susan Menares testified on Capitol Hill yesterday. Menares told lawmakers she was fired by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for refusing to agree to changes to vaccine policy. NBC News Chief Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Nobles joins us now with more on this. Ryan, good morning.
Hey, Joe, good morning. And Dr. Susan Menares made it clear that she believed that she was fired because Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was forcing her to make decisions that were based on politics, not science. Susan Menares, the ousted director of the CDC, speaking out.
Even under pressure, I could not replace evidence with ideology or compromise my integrity.
Menares testified that Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. directed her to dismiss career officials responsible for vaccine policy without cause and approve recommendations of a key vaccine panel regardless of scientific evidence.
He said if I was unwilling to do both, I should resign.
During his confirmation hearing, Kennedy, a noted vaccine skeptic, promised to support the current childhood vaccine schedule. But now, the committee that offers up recommendations over which vaccine should be taken and when could make major changes. Several new members of that committee selected by Kennedy share his vaccine skepticism. Monarez believes changes could put people at risk.
If vaccine protections are weakened, preventable diseases will return.
But Kennedy had his defenders.
Does the COVID vaccine reduce hospitalization for children under 18?
It can.
It doesn't. The statistics are inconclusive.
He cheered along on social media in real time when senators like Roger Marshall, a doctor himself, defended him.
The CDC is the cause of vaccine hesitancy, that you are the problem, that because of COVID and you're forcing these vaccines on people that weren't ever really proven or justified.
But the top Republican on the panel, Chair Bill Cassidy, warning these decisions could lead to serious consequences.
Turmoil at the top of the nation's top public health agency is not good for the health of the American people.
And Cassidy, who is a doctor himself, ended the hearing by pleading with the vaccine recommendation panel not to alter the schedule for children to receive the hepatitis B vaccine. Cassidy said that he's worried that any change could lead to insurance companies denying approval of that life-saving vaccine. Joe.
All right, Ryan, thank you. Let's now bring in NBC News medical contributor Dr. Natalie Azar. Good to have you with us. So let's start with this panel. It consists of 12 members, all appointed by Secretary Kennedy. What can we expect over these next couple days?
Well, so what apparently is on the agenda, they will be discussing specifically the schedule that is currently in place for the hepatitis B vaccine, the MMR vaccine, COVID-19 shots, as well as the varicella vaccine, which prevents chickenpox. As was noted by Ryan in the intro, one of the, I think, most controversial things is going to be the hepatitis B conversation. Senator Cassidy himself, who is a hepatologist, gave a pretty impassioned plea and explanation, scientific explanation as to why offering women the hepatitis B shot before their babies leave the hospital is so imperative. Once that was implemented in the early 90s, hepatitis B infection in children dropped by 70%, wow, which is just huge. And honestly, it can be summed up. Senator Cassidy himself, who is, again, a physician, said no matter what recommendations come out of the ACIP in the next 2 days, he does not think they should be followed. What more could I possibly say? This is a Republican senator, physician, who is making that proclamation.
Also, we heard from Dr. Susan Menars, again, that's the ousted director of the CDC. We heard some of her there in Ryan's piece. She described this really tense meeting that she had with Secretary Kennedy, specifically about child vaccines. I want to play a little, and we'll talk in just a sec.
I would be open to changing childhood vaccine schedules if the evidence or science were supportive. And he responded that there was no science or evidence associated with the childhood vaccine schedule. And he elaborated that CDC had never collected the science or the data to make it available.
What are your takeaways from that? Just kind of fact check that information that we just heard there.
Yeah, quite a lot. So I listened to the hearings, and, you know, it was a lot of he said, she said. For sure. And so we hope that, that she at least is being totally transparent and truthful. Vaccines, the schedule for vaccines gets updated and changed when the science dictates. There has been, to everyone's knowledge, no recent evidence that would suggest that any of the current vaccines and the way they are administered need to be changed because they have caused harm to children. And that whole idea really is, this underlies everything. This underlies the firing, right? She was asked to sign off on vaccine recommendations blindly without being able to review any evidence, for which apparently there really isn't any. And that was really the theme of the whole hearing yesterday. And I applaud her for her integrity and standing her ground on that.
If this vaccine schedule does change, obviously a lot of parents are concerned about this.
Yes.
What is your advice to parents right now about how to move forward with it?
If you have an established relationship with a healthcare provider whom you trust, i.e. your pediatrician, you need to go to them for guidance. One thing that was really reassuring to hear yesterday was that many insurance companies have said that they will continue to cover vaccines that were, as of September 1st, 2025, recommended on that schedule, because that's the biggest concern, right? Not only confusion among caregivers, but they might want to get their child vaccinated, but they won't be able to afford it. So we'll see what happens in the next 48 hours, guys. I'm telling you, I'm bracing myself for some very, very heated testimony, but we'll see what comes out at the end.
Dr. Azar, good to have you with us. Appreciate your advice, too.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to weather now. So California is bracing for some unusually wet weather over the next few days. Closer to our home, though, here in New York, that is not the case. Here's a look at the clear skies. That's right out on Rockefeller Plaza this morning. For more on the West Coast rain, though, and even a possible flood watch, let's get a check of your Morning News Now forecast.
Angie Lassman's here with that. Angie, good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning. Rubbing it in Southern California's face, huh? That we've got dry skies, and they are dealing with some rain. Normally sunny there. Not the case this morning. They're waking up to some rain, stretching from really the border of California and Mexico all the way up into SLO. These are going to be kind of the setups that we see over the next 24 hours for this region, and then eventually farther to the north, you'll see those impacts. But we do have a flood watch that's in effect. It doesn't include Los Angeles right now, but it does include Malibu. It includes Fresno, stretching out to San Luis Obispo, and again, all the way down into portions of Arizona and up to the border. This is kind of setting us up for multiple periods of heavy rain. It doesn't take a whole lot to see flooding in this region. We know that we have areas that are more at risk where those burn scars are. So those are going to be the spots that we're watching through the day today as that big batch of moisture, what was Tropical Storm Mario, continues to work across this region. By tomorrow, some of that spreads across the southwest, and we'll also see parts of central California get in on this action. So just going to be watching for some flooding concerns across that area through the day today. Otherwise, we've got Tropical Storm Gabrielle, 50-mile-per-hour winds moving northwest at 15 miles per hour. This is going to slowly intensify, and it looks to pass just to the east of Bermuda as we get into the early part of next week. Possibly at that point, as a Category 1, maybe we'll see some indirect impacts, but between now and then, we'll just be closely watching that system. The interesting thing about it, though, is the fact that this is the first named storm since Ferdinand in late August. So we have to go back to August 23rd to see the last time we had a named storm. So between August 24th and September 16th, we didn't have anything. Historically, this is a very active period of time in the tropics, and this is only the second time that this has happened in the past 85 years. So really, really impressive. We are expecting still, we have a whole half of hurricane season to go yet, and we will be, of course, watching to see how things shake out. But the good news is Tropical Storm Gabrielle, at this point, guys, doesn't look like we're going to see a whole lot of impact to land, not the United States, but maybe, again, some of those indirect impacts to our friends in Bermuda as we get into early next week.
All right, Angie, thank you so much.
We've got much more to come here on this hour of Morning News Now. A little later, we will comb through one of the hottest trends in men's fashion. The humble beard is back, but is it here to stay?
First, after the break, Prince William and Princess Kate taking center stage as the royal family welcomes the first family of America across the pond. More on their role in President Trump's visit next.
Welcome back. It was an evening of glitz and glamour across the pond as the British royals welcomed President Trump and the First Lady to the UK. And the state visit put the Prince and Princess of Wales firmly in the spotlight. NBC News International correspondent Raf Sanchez was watching and has all the details. He's at Buckingham Palace for us this morning. Hey, Raf.
Hey, Savannah, good morning. Yeah, the entire royal family welcoming the president to the UK with all the pomp and all the pageantry they could muster. But amid the spectacle yesterday at Windsor Castle, royal watchers say the event actually told us a lot about the increasingly important public role being played by Prince William and Princess Kate.
The younger royals taking center stage during an unprecedented state visit. Prince William and Princess Catherine, the first to greet President Trump and the First Lady as they landed by helicopter at Windsor Castle. Escorting them to their official hosts, King Charles and his wife, Queen Camilla. The younger couple stayed in the spotlight throughout the day, including this moment making headlines. Kate speaking with Melania Trump, when the Queen appeared to instruct her to step aside. The Princess of Wales dutifully obliged. But there was no ignoring Kate at the state dinner later in the evening. The future Queen at the heart of the event.
But I think when you look at the Princess of Wales, the choice of British couture, the beautiful dress coat that she wore over her dress, I think she looked perhaps more regal than she ever has done. I mean, she really did look like a queen in waiting.
The princess walked into dinner with Tiffany Trump's husband, but during the opulent banquet itself, she sat at the president's side, while William was across the table next to the First Lady. Mr. Trump lavishing praise on the next generation of royals.
I just want to say that His Majesty has also raised a remarkable son in His Royal Highness, Prince of Wales. Really amazing. Melania and I are delighted to visit again with Prince William and to see Her Royal Highness, Princess Catherine, so radiant and so healthy, so beautiful.
Princess Kate has been stepping up her royal schedule even as she continues to recover from cancer treatment. And as the family gets ready to move into a new mansion house with their 3 children, George, 12, Charlotte, 10, and little Louis, who's 7. And this morning, the Princess of Wales back on hosting duties once again, as William and Kate take on an increasingly important public role.
And the prince and princess, obviously the future king and queen. We only expect their public role to grow over time. For now, though, they say, like parents everywhere, they are trying to strike a balance between work and spending time with their children. Obviously, though, Savannah, their job, not quite a typical 9 to 5.
No kidding. Raph, thank you very much.
Developing news now out of the Middle East. Palestinian journalists say Gaza City is facing communications outages as Israeli troops make advances on the ground.
NBC News International correspondent Claudio Lavanga joins us live with more details and other world news for us in 60 seconds. Hey, Claudio.
Savannah, Joe, good morning. Well, that's right. The death toll in Gaza keeps rising dramatically by the day as the Israeli army is pushing deeper and deeper into Gaza City, forcing hundreds of thousands of Palestinians to evacuate, essentially running for their lives. As you mentioned, also telecommunication authorities say new internet disruptions are adding to the mounting chaos. But so far, the Israeli military has reportedly not replied to probes about network damage. This comes as an independent commission at the United Nations has called what is happening in Gaza a genocide. And as Israel's finance minister said, there is a business plan to turn Gaza into what he calls a real estate bonanza, also calling what is happening right now a demolition phase. And Venezuela says it began 3 days of military exercises after the U.S. has blown up 2 Venezuelan boats in international waters in the last 2 weeks, claiming they were carrying narcotics headed for the U.S. Venezuela's commander-in-chief said the exercises are in response to what he called the threatening, vulgar voice of the United States. And let's end this tour of the world in Egypt, where a 3,000-year-old gold bracelet has gone missing from Cairo's Egyptian Museum. The Antiquities Ministry said the bracelet went missing from a restoration laboratory inside the museum, and the bracelet disappearance comes weeks before the scheduled inauguration of the long-awaited Grand Egyptian Museum scheduled for November the 1st. Guys?
I'm guessing it's not in the couch cushions, so we'll have to see.
That sounds like a movie. Thank you, Claudio.
Coming up, a somber return. 1 week after the killing of Charlie Kirk, students at Utah Valley University are now back on campus.
How the school's leaders are working to ease safety worries as classes resume. We're going to dig into that next.
Back now with a closer look at what's making news in the world of politics this morning, starting with changes to the citizenship test.
NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Julie Sirkin is with us with that and more. Julie, good morning.
Hey guys, good morning. That's right. We begin here in Washington, where the government is adding more questions to the test that you must take to become an American citizen. It's the latest move by the Trump administration as they try to tighten the process for legal immigration. So legal immigrants applying to become citizens need to prove that they have lived in the U.S. for at least 3 to 5 years. They also need to demonstrate that they can read, write, and speak English and have a basic understanding of history and the American political system. And staying in D.C., where once again we are talking about a possible government shutdown at the end of this month. Overnight, Democrats introduced their own bill to keep the lights on for just 1 month, which, among other things, reverses health care cuts signed into law by President Trump this summer, specifically the Affordable Care Act tax credits that expire at the end of the year that could lead to higher health insurance costs for millions of Americans. But Republicans already called the plan a non-starter, preferring instead to extend current funding levels through mid-November and boost funding for member security in light of increased political violence. And unfortunately, speaking of political violence, we end in Utah, where law enforcement officials there presented evidence this week that showed no indication that Tyler Robinson, the suspect in Charlie Kirk's murder, was a member of any left-wing group. Now, this is important because in the aftermath of Kirk's killing, President Trump and his allies in government and beyond are threatening to go after, quote, the radical left. Experts, though, are telling NBC News the Trump administration appears to be using the horrific assassination as an excuse to crack down on left-wing people and groups. And that is a look at what is making news in politics this morning. Savannah, Joe?
Julie, thank you.
Let's stay with the killing of Charlie Kirk. It's been 1 week since the conservative activist's murder. Yesterday, Utah Valley University, the site of that, welcomed students back to campus. Some are worried about their safety. NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky has more.
1 week after students scrambled for their lives following the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, Utah Valley University reopening for students in a somber return.
It just doesn't feel real.
The shooting scene now marked by an American flag.
I just feel like my heart is kind of broken.
Utah's Governor Spencer Cox praying with students and staff.
None of you asked for this, but I need you to know that this is a special place.
It comes after that first court appearance by Kirk's alleged assassin.
And your message to the campus, to Utah today?
My message is that we are resilient, that we can be better.
But there is still fear here.
You thought twice about putting that hat on today.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because, I mean, if there's so much violence, and I feel like it's usually political, and I don't want to get in the middle of that.
Security and safety are paramount to us and will be.
All as the last video Kirk recorded before he was murdered was released.
It starts with you getting registered to vote.
The message of the 31-year-old who was married with 2 young children still resonating with students here.
I want to kind of make a difference. I want to do something in my community more now. Like, he kind of inspired that in me.
Our thanks to Morgan Chesky for that report, and we now know that both President Trump and Vice President Vance are slated to speak at Kirk's memorial this Sunday. Coming up, it seems like the fashion world is back in its beard era.
Yeah, after the break, why facial hair on men is making a comeback, and is the trend hair to stay? That's up next. We're back with business headlines and some big changes over at Spirit Airlines.
CNBC's Silvana Henao has had another money news for us. Hi, Silvana. Good morning.
Savannah, Joe, good morning. Yes, so Spirit Airlines is set to cut jobs and slash capacity by 25%. That's according to a memo first seen by CNBC. Now, Spirit CEO telling employees the move is designed to optimize the airline's network to focus on its strongest markets. Spirit is evaluating how many planes it needs and plans to meet with union leaders in the coming weeks. Now, Spirit filed for bankruptcy last month. That was the second time in the past year. Apple has held talks with suppliers for a possible test production of foldable iPhones in Taiwan. Now, Japan's Nikkei newspaper says the company aims to mass produce the device in India for release next year. Apple is targeting about 95 million phones for its next lineup in 2026, which would be an increase of 10% from this year. Apple believes a foldable iPhone is key to reaching that goal. And Disney is heading back to summer camp. The company confirming the third installment of Camp Rock is in the works for Disney Channel and Disney Plus. The Jonas Brothers are returning to reprise their roles, and Demi Lovato will be an executive producer along with Joe, Nick, and Kevin. Now, the first Camp Rock movie and Camp Rock 2 are among the top 10 Disney Channel original movies of all time, and were the #1 cable movie in the years they premiered, guys.
They were so young back then.
I know,
now
right?
They're growing up.
Babies.
Silvana, did you have a favorite Disney Channel original movie?
I actually have to say, I think Camp Rock was one of my favorites.
There you go. Oh, my God. I love it. Wow, what a throwback.
I love it.
Thank you.
I know.
All right, yesterday, a show that has obsessed audiences for 3 seasons came to an end with the series finale of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Well, this morning, the cast of the hit show visited our friends over at Today's Show, and we're going to bring you some of that. But first, Today's Show anchor Savannah Guthrie gives us a little recap. We should warn you, there are spoilers ahead.
For me, everything good
everything magical happens between the months of June and August.
Amazon's The Summer I Turned Pretty takes viewers inside the ultimate summer romance. Based on the young adult novels by Jenny Han, fans can't get enough of the drama-filled show following an epic love triangle.
Bro, I'm about to lose my mind.
The show's reach has consistently grown, with the number of viewers tripling over the course of 3 seasons. The season 3 premiere drawing in over 25 million viewers. The show also #1 among young women. But it's not just the women who are invested.
The show is watched by girls under like the age of 25 and me. I love it so much.
From watching at home to watching at sports bars across the country, fans are all in for this messy love story. Belly, played by Lola Tung, spends every summer at Cousins Beach with the Fisher brothers. Conrad, played by Chris Briney, and Jeremiah, played by Gavin Casaleno. The catch? She falls in love with both of them.
I always hoped it would be Conrad. But here I am, about to kiss Jeremiah Fisher.
From the moment fans met the brothers in season 1, the debate over who Belly should choose has taken the internet by storm.
I have been Team Jeremiah this entire time.
I literally could not fathom anyone not being Team Conrad.
The cast telling Today, before the premiere of season 2, the response to the show has been unbelievable.
It's wild and amazing, and I mean, I get to be on this rocket ship with some of the best people, so it's been really an incredible experience.
Now, the summer of drama coming to an end.
Belly.
Conrad.
Surprise.
Okay, so now let's hear straight from the actress to break down what was a drama-filled finale and talk about what's next for the series. Here is some of that conversation from the Today Show this morning.
Okay, let's start with this breaking news. Lola, I guess I'll start with you. The movie is coming. What can you tell us about it?
I mean, not much. We've known for a little bit, but it's fun that it's finally out there in the world. I guess you would know the most about it. But.
Well, Jenny, I mean, it does bring me to you because those of us who know the books very well know that there was a wedding at the end of the 3rd book. We did not get our wedding in the series finale. Do we get a wedding in the movie?
I can say that there is another big milestone for Belly. So we'll continue with that journey.
Oh, wow. You're not going to give us anything, huh?
I take that as a yes.
So can you at least tell us where you are in the writing process, when we can expect the movie? Can you tell us that?
It's still a little too soon to say.
Okay. All right.
But Sarah Kosorko, who's my co-showrunner, and I have finished a draft. So we're chugging along.
Chris, in the last episode, Team Conrad prevails. You gave a lot of folks what they wanted. What was your reaction when you read the script?
I never really thought Jenny was going to change it. I know that stoke the flames a little bit, and I'm not saying you wouldn't have, but I don't know. I mean, when I first found out that I got the job, I read all the books, and I was like, all right, this is the arc, start to finish, of this character and these characters. And so, although I didn't know until maybe, I don't know, a month out from when we were shooting, when we got the script or something like that, I always had a feeling that that's how it was going to go.
Well, we did say spoiler alert.
I was just going to say that. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not watching the show.
That's interesting, though, is this idea, because it was a book, and then the question of whether they would stick with the book or change it for the TV show.
And I think it's very cool when an author of a book is involved, as she is in this series. So it's like, it's up to her creative control.
And now you get a
Throw
movie.
the audience
Maybe
for a loop.
Whoever the other guy is. What was the other one? Connor?
Jeremiah and Conrad.
Conrad. Maybe he has a chance.
Joe's a big fan.
I'm just thinking of Twilight right now, like Edward and Jacob. All right. If you think you've noticed more men sporting facial hair these days, you're not imagining it. We are witnessing a beard boom.
Though Joe's been very ahead of the beard boom.
Yes.
But yeah, this is, All right, everyone from celebrities to politicians to Joe, letting their stubble grow from a 5 o'clock show. Okay, you're not going full on lumberjack look, but what's behind this trend and how long will it last?
Vanessa Friedman is the fashion director and chief fashion critic for the New York Times and joins us once again to talk about this. So to be clear, I've had mine for 8 years. So back then it wasn't a trend. I was just a weirdo with a beard.
You're ahead of the trend.
I know you were recently asked about the growing popularity of beards for your column, Ask Vanessa. So why are beards becoming so much more ubiquitous on men?
It's a beard renaissance, right?
Yeah.
A beard renaissance. You know, there are a bunch of different reasons for this, and it's been going on for a while. I think you were clearly a pioneer on this one. But beards have been coming back probably for the last 10 years. And first, I think it had to do something with, you know, a sense of rebellion against institutions and a tapping back into the last great beard moment, right, which was sort of the counterculture beard moment. But lately, it's sort of changed and become more an expression of masculinity, which is often a kind of value that shows up when beards become very popular, whether we're talking about, you know, the Renaissance or before then.
And by the way, we can't show Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck's had a mustache since he was 3 years old. But everyone else.
Like that. Okay, you also, I love that, what'd you say, beard renaissance. Also, according to somebody, the source that you quoted in your article, we're also now in what's being called the 5th great beard era. I mean, what does that mean? When does this start? Walk us through these other eras.
You know, it's really, again, as I said, something that I think has to do with questions of masculinity, of what represents authority, you know, creativity. The beard and the you know, being bearded, being clean shaven for a long time seemed to signal kind of maturity, right? A man coming into his own. Children were clean shaven, testosterone appeared, you become bearded. Then beards became a kind of symbol of obfuscation, right? When Wall Street sort of took off, there was a sense that men should be clean shaven because it was more transparent, if you will. You know,
I want to ask you,
biggest,
because we only have a few seconds left here, but you do think this is coming to an end?
Oh. Well, you know, it's a trend, right? So whenever trends really take off and permeate every kind of the culture, and right now there are beards on the right and the left, right? Beards do not signal political affiliation anymore. They are ubiquitous. When something is ubiquitous, it tends to go out.
There you go.
Vanessa Friedman, so good to have you on for this conversation and the deep dive. Well, you never, I mean, you know, you never know. We'll see what happens. I have to follow the trends.
See you next season.
Stay with us. The news continues right now.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.